Welcome to another episode here on the Minecraft Let's Play. We are standing inside of the village converter where we got done last time with our zombificator, and then on the way to making very cheap prices for everything that we trade with the villagers. Today's episode is what I spoke of last episode, and that's going to be the trading hall, because that's in a very desperate need of it, since I don't have anywhere else to store these guys, and I want to get started on this, because a lot of my crops and so forth are gathering up because I can't trade the amount I want to. So, as you saw in the beginning of the episode, I've already built up a little bit of a module here, so I can show you what I think about it. I'm of course going to show it on screen as well, so you can watch a little bit more detail. But this is how our cells are going to look like, with one exception, and that's going to be this block here. It's going to be changed out for trapdoors as well, but now, before I managed to put in the villagers, I need a block there so they don't escape when I release them from the minecart. So yeah, everything is as it should be here. We're going to have 8 rows, so to speak, where you can put 7 villagers in each row, and I'm going to have cells on this far side as well, and then a corridor in the middle here, so I can go into each and every one. In the time lapse you watched, you maybe saw that I had just 1 row here before, but now I have 2 wide, and the reason for that is because I made a mistake. So before, when I had was just 1, we would have the carpet placed here and here, and where I'm going to put the villagers' working stations are here. So if I would have the carpet here and just 1 row wide, then the working station would have to be the same for 2 villagers, and that's not going to work. So I had to widen it out. I lost 1 of these rows instead. I had 9 before, but now I have 8, but it's going to be enough either way. I had trouble actually filling in these rows with what I wanted to have in each of them. So yeah, so now I'm going to show off how these cells are going to work, and once everything is finished, of course, it's going to look a little bit different and so forth, but this is how I'm going to manage the villagers once we are going to fill everything up. So we just put in these rows of walls here, because that's the easiest. Since I put the roof in already, I don't need to do that, but if that's not done, I need to do that as well. Then we go down here, and we're going to need to take out two blocks and not 3 first, and then I'm going to take out 1 more, but we start with this, it's much easier. And then yeah, we have to think a little bit. So here we're going to put in 1 more that we go down. There, so that's how it should be. And then we take out some redstone torches, The reason for that being is, of course, that I want to have, once I trade out this block for the iron trapdoors, I want to make them stand up because they are laying down. So by having torches here and then a block on top to hide them, I can just put in the redstone signal that we need to make the iron trapdoors work. So I can just show you how I mean. This is going to be it, and then one trapdoor here as well to make them look like cell doors. But now I'm in need of having blocks here instead, so that's what we put in. We also put in here so we can put in the trapdoors that's going to be on top. And then, yeah, not to put that, where are my levers? There. So, levers, and since I think, yeah, I'm on uneven number or so forth, so we go each and one and we go every other, so I can put these up, and when I want to trade I can open them very easily. Now we are going to close them because that's going to be needed for the villagers to actually do stuff here. And then I take out this block here because that's where our villagers are going to go, and just realized we missed one thing, but I can do that from the behind. So yeah, all the blocks there, and then we can go down here, and I'm going to put in some carpets. And of course we're going to use the double carpet trick, so to make the villagers not wanting to walk away. And it's also functioning as a double thing, just to make the villagers don't want to pathfind, and that's also going to make them want to trade a lot, or not trade, renew their work, renew their trades. That's the word I'm seeking. Renew their trades, so everything is going to go very fast, and I can have a lot of trades in one go, as many as the game allows, which is I think 2 at the time of this. So yeah, that's where we have our different modules at this time of the day. I'm of course going to change this up a little bit. We're going to put in a little bit of roofs and so forth here as well, but yeah, this is what we have for the moment. And then of course when we are going to put in villagers, I'm just going to make use of these rows we have in the middle here, and take rail going from our converter here, going down, and then starting to push them in very easily, hopefully. So yeah, and once this row is finished, I just go around and can send them. That's the one thing that I wanted with this trading hall, is to make it easy for me to put the villagers in and make them work so they don't escape. And I've tried this out in the testing world, creative testing world, and this design works okay. So I can't have no blocks here, so when we are finished here, we're going to take this away and put in villages on this row and have blocks there, just so I can work at the moment here. And the reason for that being is, if I don't have blocks here, the villagers are not going to stand on the carpets. They are going, once I release them from minecarts that's going to be here, they are going to pop out and stand here beside me instead. So that's on the agenda, but first we're going to build up each module and work that around, and then we're going to work on a little bit of design choice and so forth in here. But there you have my plan. We're going to see each other after a short break. So welcome back. There we have put in the last of the floor inside of here, and I've been a little bit busy. Not a lot of things have happened. I'm just having done the biggest corridor here, where I've put in a lot of lights, as you can see. I've tried out different techniques and different things to do here, because I put in the soul lanterns first, because those I knew that I wanted to have, and yeah, I decided to put them on the walls here. But the one thing about soul lanterns is that they don't give off a lot of lights. They give off less lights than regular lanterns and other lightning blocks. So in the two middle blocks here, it was possible for mobs to spawn. So what to do? So I tried out putting in more, sort of like I put in the end rods here, but with soul lanterns instead. That didn't work out very good, because it got very messy, I think, and it's sort of messy right now, but not in the same way. With the soul lanterns, it got too much of them, but having a different source block, and these sort of look like candles, I think, a little bit with how they are colored and so forth. I think that they work very well. They are noticeable, but they are more subtle than having just spammed a lot of lanterns. So yeah, and I have put in a roof here as well, gone with a sort of asymmetrical, it is symmetrical, but yeah. So for these parts I put in this type of roof, and then on these parts I put in this type of roof. Something similar we'll maybe put in here, or we're just going to put in a regular straight platform there. As I've also done, I put in more villagers, and I have only these two guys. I don't know if I've shown this one or if I did that behind camera or something. It goes slow, and it goes very slow. I have I think 5 villagers that have died to this guy, and I've also had the unfortunate unlucky thing to get baby villagers as well, so I have to wait for them to grow up. I can change them, of course, but I've done it already with a lot of these guys, so I felt like no, it doesn't work. And after the third guy died on me to this zombie, I got really frustrated, and I thought, can we find some way to make it 100% reliable to change villagers into zombies? And there is actually a way. And I first looked into trying to change up his sword and try and everything, but it's nothing that's foolproof. The only thing that I had to do is actually change the difficulty. I usually play on normal difficulty. Yeah, you're a very loud guy. Yeah, I usually play on normal difficulty because I'm not for easy playing. It's a little bit too easy for me when it comes to Minecraft, but it's also not very, I don't find it too very nice, very fun to play on hard, I think, because that's too hard and it's just going to be more survival, and I think that Minecraft is survival and building, and with this I'm just going to have to try it out. But yeah, so in hard difficulty, as I've changed it up as of this moment, I actually found that 100% of the times the villagers are changed into zombies. So even though the mobs are going to be harder, it's going to be a little bit more difficulty when it comes to hunger and so forth. I think that it's a fair trade-off to actually get the villagers to work each time, instead of just as it is on normal difficulty, it's 50% of the time that they are changed. And I find it very frustrating when you have managed to do it twice. You have put everything in, and I found that 3 times it's the best number to get the lowest trades. I can go a 4th time if I need to, but 3 is enough. And then you have done it twice, come back here for the 3rd time, and he kills it. So to save me from that frustration, and hopefully to make the gameplay a little bit different, I changed it up to hard difficulty. That's the biggest thing I've done so far, and I hope that it will work. I will try and make it go on hard difficulty in the future as well, so it's not just when I change up the villagers and then go back to normal. That feels a little bit cheaty to me. So I'm going to try it out, work on hard difficulty instead. And if I for some reason die a lot of times, I actually looked at my statistics and tried to find out if I died a lot to a lot of mobs, and I do not. I mostly die to lighter incidents or when I'm clumsy and fall off things and so forth. So mobs are not the major part of why I die. So I think that even though the mobs are harder, I think I'm going to try and work this out. And once this is done, I'm going to continue on hard difficulty to see how that works out. If I die a lot of times and it gets too hard for me, I'm going to change back to normal, but then it's going to be a trade-off and I'm going to lose the ability to make the villagers into zombies each time. So we'll see how that works. I'm at the moment waiting for this guy to grow up so I can see what raids he has gotten and if he has gotten any lower in prices. But I hope that this will work out. I'm of course not finished yet. We have the whole trading hall to fill up, of course, and also having to make a roof on top of these corridors, but that's going to be something that I tweak around a little bit with. For now, I'm going to continue on, but I wanted to update you on what has happened so far, and I hope that you will stay with me to the finished product. We'll see each other once again after a short break, once we have filled up the halls a little bit, have tried out a different roof design. Okay, so welcome back from that short break for you, long break for me. The last time we saw each other before I cut away was a week ago, I think. I've been busy grinding villagers and grinding a lot of them to try and fill up this hall. The goal was to fill it up before this weekend so I could record the last bit of the video and then edit it and get it out on time on Monday, which is of course today for you guys. But the villagers have taken a lot longer. I've already filled up all these cells that's on this side, and I'm working on the librarians as of this moment. Sadly, they take a lot of more time than the other ones because those have, for the most part, the same trades. Maybe some of them are better than others, and then you can sort of get it rolling once more in the system. But librarians, I need to have specific books and specific trades, and therefore I have to exchange the lecterns a lot and try and make them work a lot better. For example, Tuon's tree, I already have that, so I don't need it. So that's why I'm in the middle here of trying to get everything to work, taking that out and changing him up. Here we have Curse of Binding, that's not even close to what I want either, so changing that up and waiting for them to choose a new, choose the block again and a new trade. So yeah, that's what I'm doing and have been doing for, like I've said, a week now. This the building and everything, it took like, I don't know, 3 hours max in just building time and trying to work everything out. But then I have to trade with all the villagers. But now I have a lot of good trades and good things, so I've changed up everything, and we have like one for each of the stuff here. And if we take a look at our masons, I have also a lot of good trades here. And yeah, I have these different cells. So here we have farmers, here we have masons, here we have clerics, and then on this side we have butchers, of course. I'm going to need to label these, I think, so I remember what each thing we have here. On this side we have toolsmiths, and then I think we have we have weaponsmiths on this side over here. The last two is not the same because those have a different variety of stuff. So here we have leather workers. I have 3 of them. And the only reason I have leather workers because they don't get a lot of good trades out of it, but they want leather, and I get a lot of leather in my bartering farm with the piglins, so I need to get that leather away some way. I get a lot of it, and yeah, here we have a cartographer, and he's only there because I want to have the globe pattern that's for the banners. And here we have fletchers as well, and those are also so I can trade away string, for example, and even get some other stuff. Bows, for example, are rather good to trade out if I need it for redstone components. On this side we have some fishermen, also for the string trade, so I can get rid of that. Here we have one shepherd, and that's also I don't even remember why I need him. Maybe to get away with wool or something like that. Maybe getting banners, or yeah, it can also be the way that I only need him for filling out the spots here, so we have an even number of some of the things. The last three we have armorers, and this one is not that very good, but I had done a lot on him, so yeah, the most thing I want to have with the armorers are to get the iron ingot trade, which I only have one of these, but the rest are also for getting spare armors and so forth when you need those. Yeah, and on this row we have the librarians, of course, and I have gotten just a little bit further than halfway on those, and I hope that to get finished during this weekend, but I felt like to get everything to work and also get this video out on schedule, we are going to be needing to record a little bit more early. Yeah, power. That one I have a little bit of a sheet paper here where I put in all the trades that I need. So once I've gotten a villager with those trades, I just erase that out so I know which one I have and not have. But yeah, that has actually been it for this episode. I find it very nice working into this thing, and I hope that you have enjoyed this as well. If you did, consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss future episodes. Even if you don't subscribe, you can leave a like and a comment instead and tell me what you liked about the episode. We'll see each other in the next episode, hopefully. Goodbye!